Happy 4th of July. I'm done with the fireworks for tonight, so we're going to do a quick Giants roundup tonight. Not good tonight. Giants get swept and they lose by 1-0. No fireworks in this game tonight, and now the Giants go home with a 500 road trip. You can follow on Twitter, join the Crew and Kite page on Facebook. Most importantly, please be kind and hit that subscribe button. And yeah, it was not. I think they're glad to be out of Denver after tonight. But it looks like Andy Suarez did lock down that last spot in the rotation tonight. It's just too bad that the home run he gave up ended up being the one run that made the difference. But on that, his ERA is down to 3.92. That's good. Tony Watson, a scoreless inning out of him. But Suarez has just gotten better with each start and definitely did not deserve the loss tonight. But Tyler Anderson was just a skosh better, goes 8 scoreless, strikes out 9. And it's an Iannetta home run. That's the difference of this game. And also Arenado, 1 for 4, strikes out twice. DJ LeMahieu, 2 for 4. Trevor Story, 2 for 4. But man, only 3 hits tonight, but also Crawford got a night off. So did Panda. Austin Slater 0 for 3. Needs to get that bat up a skosh here as we head home. And now the Giants go home. They get to play 4 against St. Louis next. It's not going to be an easy homestand. Yes, they get to go home. They're going to be better at home. Tomorrow they get the Cardinals for 4 games. Then they get the Cubs for 3. Then they finally get a day off on July 12th, next Thursday, before they play their crosstown rivals, the Oakland A's, for 3 games. Then we go to the All-Star break after that, so they're home until the All-Star break, and then they go across the bay, and then to Seattle on the next roadie. This is the time. Hopefully this sweep is not similar to what happened. This is the time. Hopefully this is not similar to what happened to them in San Diego back in 2016. And then they just start slumping. But Giants just need to make a push now. We are starting to get into the trade deadline here. We're starting to get into the hunt. And if the Giants don't fall, if the Giants don't get going soon, they could easily start falling into sell mode. But I'm going to look at the wild card at this point. But then now, the Giants fall to 45-43. They are just a half a game out of 4th place. But they didn't lose ground on Arizona, but LA is now just a half game back of Arizona. So LA is getting hot at the right time right now, and they did make a trade today. So we do have a trade to announce. It was a bullpen trade. Looks like the Dodgers trade for Dylan Floro, as it looks like the Dodgers are looking for what I thought the Dodgers would do. Everybody's talking about the Dodgers going after Machado. I don't think they're going to go after that. And this is what I thought the Dodgers would do at the trade this year around the trade deadlines, trade for bullpen help. That's their weakest part. And Dylan Floro was traded for Zach Neal and James Marinan and Andrew Zabala. So it looks like, and Floro's a 3-2 with a 2.72 ERA. So this is kind of a good move, I think. And I don't think the Dodgers are going to be done acquiring bullpen help. I think they're going to look to get a true setup man for Kenley Jansen as they get further down into the stretch. But there'll be more trades coming. But with the Giants right now, they're now just a half. Now the Dodgers are creeping up on first. But luckily, the Giants haven't lost too much ground on the division. But as in terms of the wild card race, Giants are 4 games out of the wild card, and St. Louis is 3.5 back. So this is going to be a big series between the. This is going to be a very playoff like series between the Cardinals and the Giants. Both teams are trying to stay in contention at this point. And luckily for Washington, even though they've lost the last 5 games, they're only 5.5 back in the wild card. If the season were to end today, your wild card in the AL, it would be Seattle and New York. And the next nearest team is Oakland at 7 games back. Whereas the wild card in the NL would be the Cubs and the Phillies. With the Dodgers 1 game back in the wild card, then St. Louis 3.5 back. So this is a very critical series for the Giants against the Cardinals. This is essentially a playoff series for the Giants in July. They need to get this. This is going to be a big series at AT&T Park, and they need to get at least 3 games of the series. And pitching in that series will be on Thursday. Will be Johnny Cueto making his return from the disabled list. It will be Johnny Cueto going up against Luke Weaver. Weaver's struggled a bit as of late. That could we'll see. And then Derek Rodriguez against John Gant. Saturday will be Carlos Martinez against Jeff Samardzija. And hopefully we'll get the good Samardzija back for that one. And then that will be a 105 game on and this one might be a FS1 game. We'll see. Okay, this will be okay. This is NBC Sports Bay Area, And then 105 on Sunday. It'll be 105 on Sunday it'll be Jack Flaherty against Madison Bumgarner. So this could easily be they could easily win 3 of 4. I could see it. It could be an easy, if the Giants can get 3 out of 4 against St. Louis, then the confidence level goes up a bit there. Then also the Giants did option Pierce Johnson back to Sacramento today. Then Calby was called up tonight to play, give some players a rest. I imagine that was the other good thing is Crawford got some rest today. I imagine Belt could be resting on tomorrow's game, and you could see a possibility of Hundley in the squat, and then we'll see. And then of course Cueto's back tomorrow, and hopefully Cueto can have a good second half of the season. And this is pretty much going to be your roster for the rest of the year. I really don't see the Giants making any real significant trades or anything, but this is going to be your roster for better or for worse. And I think tomorrow Chris Stratton will be optioned back to Sacramento. So hopefully he can get his mechanics right. Get him a couple months over there in Sacramento. Have him back up when somebody gets hurt, or September. Hopefully he can get his confidence back in Sacramento, and maybe just get him a mental rest. We'll see what happens there, but I'd like to see the old Stratton. Like to see more consistency out of Chris Stratton, and Sacramento's a good place for him to get right, and then hopefully we'll get a better Samardzija whose velocity is up a bit. But we just have to put this Colorado series behind us, and mercifully, we only have one more series in Denver against the Rockies this season. That won't be until September, and we don't have to play Colorado again until September, so that's good news there. Let's do the MLB roundup for tonight. In Washington, the Red Sox blanked the Nationals 3-0. They sweep the Nationals, taking the win Eduardo Rodriguez, taking the loss Ryan Madson. Then after the game, they held a players only meeting. Eric Fetty only goes 1 inning. I think he left the game with an injury. I did leave the game with a shoulder injury. The good news was the MRI was negative, so that's good there. Matt Grace pitches 4 out of the pen. Then Calvin Herrera gives up an earned run in 2/3 of an inning pitched. And then a players only meeting was held after that. Might I dare? And now Washington's lost 5 in a row. They're not out of it by any means, though. They're only 5 games out of the wild card. And that's going to probably be their realistic target at this point. It's going to be playing for the wild card. But is baby Dave Martinez going to start feeling the hot seat here? Could he be a one and done, the first one and done manager since 2012 when Valentine and Guillen were fired? We'll see what happens, but kind of a red flag when you start holding players only meetings. This is the time for the Nationals to get going. In the Bronx, the Yankees beat the Braves 6-2, taking the win. CC Sabathia taking the loss. Julio Teheran, who gives up 5 earned and 5 innings pitched, strikes out 10. Ozzie Albies goes 3 for 5 for the Braves. Giancarlo Stanton hits his 21st home run of the year for the Bombers. And here comes the judge. Here comes the judge. Aaron Judge with his 24th home run of the year. And now the Yankees are 56-28 on the year, one back of the Red Sox. In Miami, the Marlins blanked the Rays 3-0, taking the win. Drew Rucinski taking the loss. Ryan Weber just did not get any run support today. JT Riddle goes 3 for 4 for Miami, hits his fifth home run of the year. And I think Matt Andriese left the game hurt too today. No, he just came in as an opener today for the Rays. And in Chicago, the Cubs beat the Tigers 5-2, taking the win. Jose Quintana taking the loss. Francisco Liriano. Wilson Contreras goes 2 for 3 for the Cubs. Jose Iglesias 3 for 4 for the Tigers. And Iglesias could actually have some trade value here at the trade deadline. And Lewis Coleman gives up 2 earned and 1 inning pitched. And in Philly today, the Phillies beat the Orioles 4-1, taking the win. Aaron Nola, who strikes out 9 in 7 innings, taking the loss. Jeffrey Ramirez, hitting his first save of the year is Victor Arano for the Phillies. It looks like Britton had a scoreless inning, good for him. And on the other side of the bay in the Oakland Coliseum, the red hot and a happy 4th of July to Ezofer. And the red hot Oakland A's beat the San Diego Padres 4-2, taking the win. Lou Trevino taking the loss. Jose Castillo. And guess what? The A's are 48-39 on the year. Really good night, really good year for the A's thus far. Chris Davis goes 2 for 4 for Oakland. Steven Piscotty, have yourself a game. 3 for 4 for the A's. John Manaya, great outing tonight. 2 earned runs in 7 innings pitched for the A's. Blake Trainen gets his 22nd save of the year. And Perdomo recalled from El Paso. Not a bad outing for him, just did not get any run support. 5 2/3 strong, 2 earned. The downside were the 4 walks. 48-39. If it weren't for the fact they were in the AL West, they would be competing for the division. And thanks for the comment there, Azofer. Yeah, thanks for the love. And San Diego, of course, lost 3 in a row, but Oakland's just 7 back in the wild card. So if Seattle starts slipping here, I think never underestimate the A's in the stretch run. And in Seattle tonight, the Angels beat the Mariners 7-4, taking the win. Garrett Richards back off the disabled list. Taking the loss, Mike Leake, who gives up 3 earned and 4 innings pitched. And I think he might have left the game with an injury. We'll see. No, he just got knocked out, knocked around. Only 3 earned. We'll see. 4 runs, 3 earned, 9 hits. So that's, yeah. And the Angels improved to 44-43 on the year. So Oakland does gain game on Seattle. And in Milwaukee tonight, the Brewers beat the Twins 3-2. Have you ever considered becoming an MLB announcer? Eh, just I don't know. I have to. I doubt it. I've never thought about becoming an MLB announcer. Travis Shaw goes 2 for 3 for the Brewers. Jorge Polanco goes 2 for 3 for the Twins. Jorge Polanco goes 2 for 3 for the Twins. Jorge Polanco goes 2 for 3 for the Twins. Jorge Polanco goes 2 for 3 for the Twins. Jorge Polanco goes 2 for 3 for the Twins. Jorge Polanco goes 2 for 3 for the Twins. Jorge Polanco goes 2 for 3 for the Twins. Jorge Polanco goes 2 for 3 for the Twins. Jorge Polanco goes 2 for 3 for the Twins. Jorge Polanco goes 2 for 3 for the Twins. Jorge Polanco goes 2 for 3 for the Twins. Jorge Polanco goes 2 for 3 for the Twins. Jorge Polanco goes 2 for 3 for the Twins. Jorge Polanco goes 2 for 3 for the Twins. Jorge Polanco goes 2 for 3 for the Twins. Jorge Polanco goes 2 for 3 for the Twins. Jorge Polanco goes 2 for 3 for the Twins. Jorge Polanco goes 2 for And then Jose Barrios takes a tough loss tonight. And then welcome back, Chase Anderson gives up an earned run in 6 1/3 innings. And Neville with his 10th save of the year. And now the Twins are 12 back in the division. The Reds beat the White Sox 7-4, taking the win. Sal Romano. Taking the loss is Dylan Covey, who gets knocked around for 6 earned and 3 2/3 innings pitched. Jesse Winkler, 2 for 3 for the Reds. And Cincinnati not too far out of fourth place now. So maybe Riggleman can get that interim tag removed off of him at this rate over there in Cincinnati. The Astros beat the Rangers 5-4 in Arlington, taking the win. Colin McHugh taking the loss. Chris Martin. McHugh goes three scoreless innings. Josh Reddick goes 3 for 4 for the Astros. He gets his 8th home run of the year. The Astros get a little bit of separation from the Mariners tonight. Now a game and a half up of Seattle. And Garrett Cole, not great tonight. 4 earned and 5 innings pitched. Strikes out 7. Mike Minor, decent outing, just did not get the run support. And as we go north of the border tonight, the Mets beat the Blue Jays 6-3, taking the win out of the pen is Seth Lugo. Taking the loss, Marcus Stroman, who gives up 6 earned and 4 2/3 innings pitched. Kendrys Morales goes 3 for 4. Russell Martin 3 for 3 for Toronto. And Stroman walks 4, and his ERA is ballooned to 6.50. And he's just seen better days. Corey Oswalt gets the call up. Makes his major league debut tonight for the Mets. Lugo, not bad either. And in Kansas City, the Indians beat the Royals 3-2, taking the win. Trevor Bauer, 7 2/3 innings pitch, 8 strikeouts. Taking the loss, Trevor Oakes. And in LA tonight, the LA Dodgers beat the Pittsburgh Pirates 6-4. Taking the win is Rich Hill, who goes to 2-3 on the season. Taking the loss, Clay Holmes, who gives up 4 earned runs in 2 1/3 innings pitched for Pittsburgh. Yasmani Grindal goes 2 for 3 for the Dodgers. Chris Taylor goes 2 for 3 for the Dodgers. Edward Paredes gives up 2 earned runs and 1/3 of an inning pitched for the Dodgers. Tyler Glasnow, 2 earned runs without recording an out for the Pirates. It was so bad they used. And I think the Pirates are going to be mercifully happy to be out of LA after tonight, after they get swept by the Dodgers. And in Arizona tonight, the Cardinals beat the D-backs tonight 8-4, taking the win. Miles Mikolas taking the loss. Yoshihisa Hirayano. Jay goes 3 for 5 for the D-backs tonight. Matt Carpenter 3 for 4 for the Cardinals. Tommy Pham 3 for 5 for the Cardinals. Yadier Molina hits his 13th home run of the year. And Fernando Salas 3 earned and 1/3 of an inning pitched. Hirano 4 runs, 1 earned and 2/3 of an inning pitched. And now Arizona's lead is only half a game in the NL West. And tonight, our buyers or sellers team is the Boston Red Sox. They will be buyers at this year's deadline, but they will not be big time buyers as they don't have a lot of money to, as they are over the CBT as it is. And they don't, so they're going to probably look for bullpen help, but it's just going to be at a price where it's going to be on the cheap. So possibly somebody like Kirby Yates or somebody else who's really affordable is what the Red Sox are going to. But they don't need to make too much in the way of moves. But they got to get maybe a successor ready, as they're not going to be able to re-sign Craig Kimbrell this offseason. As Craig Kimbrell's asking too much money to return to the Red Sox next year, and Kimbrell's wanting over $20 million to close next year. So I don't know if anybody's going to pay that much money for Craig Kimbrell this offseason. And I know the Dodgers will not be paying. I mean, the Red Sox are not going to pay that type of money to have Craig Kimbrell close next year. So they're certainly going to look for a setup man that could be a potential successor for Craig Kimbrell in Boston. And tonight, down on the farm, the Grizzlies beat the 51s 5-0. Taking the win is Mike Housechild, who strikes out 7 in 8 innings pitched for Fresno. Taking the loss for the 51s, Drew Gagnon, who gives up 2 earned and walks 5 in 6 innings pitched. And Fresno improves to 50 and 35. The 51s fall to 40 and 46 on the year. And in Sacramento, the River Cats lose to the Aces 10-5. The River Cats fall to 38 and 48 on the year. Right, Chris Shaw goes 2 for 4 for the River Cats. It's his 17th home run of the year. Matt Gage gets pounded for 7 earned in 2 2/3 innings pitched. And then the bad Tyler Beatty shows up tonight. One inning pitched, 3 earned. And also Jose Flores was sent back to Richmond. And at this point with Beatty, I just wonder if it's maybe time to consider sending Beatty down to Double-A to get himself right. And then Jake Barrett, 2 earned and 1 2/3 innings pitched for the Aces. Tyler Rogers was good. I think he could be a September call up at this rate for the Giants. Kurt starting to pitch better as of late. Derek Law's pitched better as of late. But Beatty was just not good tonight, and I wonder though, I wonder if Beatty's going to be gone after this year or whatnot. But now this is a big homestand for the Giants coming up. It's time to. This is a good series to start getting some wins, and this is going to be a big series between them and the Cardinals. This has the feel of a playoff series, and they need to get 3 out of 4 in this one. And then after that, Chicago, that's going to be not easy. And then Oakland's red hot. So that is going to be a very fun battle of the Bay this year between the Giants and the A's. Everybody had a great 4th of July. Hopefully the fireworks are not scaring your animals tonight. Hopefully you have something on the TV on or something to keep the animals from running. Have a safe the rest of your 4th of July, and everybody have a good night.